Sustainability is a big question, and it's being discussed. We of course we know very well that we create so much of debris, we use so much of material. There's a huge amount of construction going on, particularly in the infrastructure sector, and that is of course cement and steel, as we know. And certainly, how are these created? Of course, we use coal, but we also have to understand that we have 1.4 billion people. And we have to understand that the ordinary person in rural India, by and large, whatever people might say, they consider themselves having a home if it's an RCC roof. And, it's fine to talk about mud and bamboo. It's beautiful. It looks lovely. All of us like to use it. How can you make this scalable when the aspiration of the youth of India or even older people, where a house is concerned, is to have a pakka house?
Pakka.
And a pakka house means a house where there will be no leakage in the monsoon and which is an RCC roof. And this is a billion people. So we have to understand some of these basic issues and, not just glamorize materials which really are used by fashionable architects. And I'm not running down, please don't misunderstand me. These are wonderful things to be done, but how are they scalable? To answer your question, how are you going to build many floors of that in the city? For me, sustainability, Nirmal, goes beyond some of the things we've discussed. It's understanding what people want. To take my point further, for instance, many years ago, I was called by a client, and he said that there was a small temple outside Mumbai, and they wanted to redo the plaza of the temple, and there were flower shops on that plaza. So they built flower shops for these for the flower keepers a little away, and then asked them to move so that they could redo the plaza itself. And they all refused to move. So they called me and said, "We don't understand. We have built them something really good. Why are they not moving?" I went and met the flower sellers. And I said, "Why are you not moving?" They said, "Nobody asked us what we wanted. They have built these new flower shops far away. People buy their flowers on the way to the temple. They are not going to go out of their way. Secondly, look at the design. We buy flowers. We don't sell them all the same day. We need a place underground which is cool. So we have to raise our shops. So we give shade and we can put the flowers underneath overnight. They have built the shops touching the ground. And thirdly, they've not given us any place to hang our flowers and show our customers." So I redesigned, I rebuilt for them, I took them into account, and they all moved without any problem, and we redid the plaza. Now, this to me is, they were unsustainable as the client because they did not ask them what they wanted.
Right.
It has to begin from the person who is going to be using what you
Exactly.
have to build,
Yes.
at least in India.
What does that then say about the role of the designer, the architect? It sounds very much like the architect in this world, in this other place that you are talking about, is a facilitator, a whisperer, if you will, somebody whose job it is not to impose a vision, but rather seek it or to craft it through a bottom-up kind of understanding.
For me, the person for whom I'm building has always been very important. And I don't believe that that will reduce my creativity or reduce the quality of the building that I design. That's the challenge of the architect. Of course we want to build something beautiful. Of course we want to raise the spirit of the people who come into the spaces that we give them. But that's part of the story. The narrative goes beyond that. And I think that has to be balanced. And that's very important to me.